Hey everybody, it's Jill here. Recently I'd posted a video on my visit to see the giant pandas at the Toronto Zoo. I had made a comment about that there being two schools of thought about zoos, their actions, whether they're right or wrong for the animals. I felt for the giant panda it was really more of an education and rebirth, if you will, of the species. So maybe a good thing. As I moved forward to the polar bear enclosures, I began to have mixed feelings, however. I watched the young polar bear cub crying and pacing back and forth, trying to get inside. Now this was the first hot day that we'd had since the winter, so I'm not sure if it just didn't know what to do or if it was really in distress. I kept wanting to jump over there and telling it to get inside the water, get into the water and cool off. But I really didn't understand why it was crying, so that seemed to be a moot point at the time. Back and forth, you'll see it, running to the door, running back to the door, running back. He did this for the 10 minutes I was standing there and probably significantly longer. Now, as I moved forward, I went to the other side, and there I found his parents. And his parents were equally distressed. One just kind of leaned against the enclosure area, looking at the door, hiding. Again, it was a very hot day. The other circled, and all it did was circle. You could tell it was in distress, around and around and around. Every now and then it would stop and look towards the other side of where the baby cub was, and then it would circle again. Every now and then jump down to the door, come back, circle. I was very disheartened after watching this. My emotions, it was hard. It was a very hard thing to see. Now, I'm not an expert on animal behavior. I know very little about polar bears, but these three bears seem to be in extreme distress. And for what? To ensure us visitors got to see them? This is where zoos may fall short on their obligations to the animals. And this is why proponents want to see zoos closed down. I'm not preaching polar bears need saving like the pandas. We've encroached their natural habitats. Between global warming, overfishing, and hunting, their numbers are dwindling. I would just like to see that their new environments be calming and not so stressful. However, moving forward towards the rhinoceros areas, I almost felt that there was a little bit of redemption. There I saw the mother and the baby rhino together. They seemed calm. They seemed satisfied to be where they were. The baby followed the mother wherever she went. They played in the mud. They went to the food stations and ate. They seemed kind of nonchalant, if you will. It was retribution to watch these two animals calmly go about their day. Now, I am not critical of zoos. While I do not agree with the selling of animals to zoos, stealing them away from their natural habitats, I do find that when orphaned animals, endangered animals are given a new lease on life, it can't all be wrong. So, I am naive that way. I want to think that animals we see were indeed rescued, not purchased from some villain and stolen from their home. I want to believe that zoos are their way of surviving. And that's what I want to believe. So, as you watch the two rhinos interact, you can get that sense. They will not be poached for their horns. They will enjoy, hopefully, a long, peaceful life. Hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you.